Hello everybody, and welcome to the 109th edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. And these, right here, are the Chronicles of Fangs Out. It is I, the bearded broy Jamie, and joining me, as always, is this handsome fella over here.
Yes. It's the Scotsman Tom. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast. Hit it!
Hey there. You're about to enjoy the Chronicles of Tom and Jamie.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Mann.
Hey guys, my name's Annabelle Knight.
Hello, this is Becky Baldwin.
Hello, I'm Chesney.
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Braden from Say We Can Fly.
How's it going? This is Mikey from Fangs Out.
This is Ben from Fangs Out, and you're listening to the Chronicle Podcast
with Jamie and Tom.
Well, we were called the elephant in the room, and then we went for Linkin Park.
Boys and girls, theys and thems, join us as we welcome in Mikey White and Ben Swash as we bring you the Chronicles of Fangs Out. This week we are joined by Fangs Out. Fangs Out are a four-piece hardcore punk band from the greatest region of the United Kingdom, right here in the West Midlands. We are joined by a vocalist, Mikey White, and guitarist, Ben Swash, joining us to talk all about the band's latest EP, The Humour In Hell, and so much more. This is an absolute doozy, boys and girls.
This is a great interview. It was an absolute pleasure to have them both on the show. So thank you so much, guys, for coming on. We've greatly appreciated. Huge shout out to Holly from As Good As Gold for setting this bad boy up as well. So it's much appreciated. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. As the only non-West Midlander in this interview, it's most certainly not the greatest region in all of England, because there isn't a great region. So let's be quite honest, none of it is great at all in any way, shape, or form. But so I jest in every way, shape, or form. I don't actually hate the Midlands at all. I just thought it'd be funny to have a bit of a rib. Because I'm miles away from all of you and nobody can get me, so it's fine. But Fangs Out are an absolutely phenomenal band. You just need to go and check them out, like right now. As I said, well, as you'll hear, should I say, in the interview, I talk about how when I listened to the EP, I was like, oh my God, these guys are fantastic. I went back to everything else I'd already done. So hopefully that'll be exactly the same for all of you guys too. Mikey and Ben were absolutely wonderful, lovely human beings. And this is a great interview for you. I hope you all enjoy. So, Jamie!
Yes, sir.
Do you, and yeah, I'm talking to you, have any final words at all?
Just a massive thank you to the boys for taking some time out of their busy schedule to sit and chat with us and talk all about their wonderful career so far. I see huge things on the horizons for these boys. So everyone enjoy and go listen to their music now. Well, after you listen to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, it's Fangs Out time.
Right, let's get this little introduction out of the way and we shall crack on. Ladies and gents, on this show we sometimes like to bring you the best and brightest new talent to listen to. And where's the best place to look? I'll tell you where. It's right here where I am, in the West Midlands, baby. Today, we are joined by two members of a band who have just released their most recent EP, The Humour In Hell. Contrary to what you may have heard on the internet, they sound nothing like Slipknot or Linkin Park. Boys and girls, theys and thems, join us as we welcome in Mikey White and Ben Swash as we bring you the Chronicles of Fangs Out. I'll be honest, I stole that Slipknot Linkin Park thing from another interview. I think it was you, Mikey, did. And it had me in fucking stitches. I was like, that's going in.
No worries, mate. You can have it. You shouldn't have said that. I want to let you have it. No, we're good. We're good. Thank you, boys. How are you both? You both all right?
Yeah. I'm good.
Really, really good. I mean, we should probably go straight in with some real hard-hitting shit. I mean, how was the last few years been for you with the pandemic and everything and the music scene being shut down, the world being shut down?
It wasn't great. We started after we released our first single, like 3 weeks before the fucking world shut down. So
it was literally
same
like,
week.
Here's the single, lock your doors and stay in.
Yeah.
That was it.
It was the worst timing ever, man. Like we were just recording an EP and we're like, yeah, we're gonna go out and play shows and all this shit. First single, then it was like everyone else was looking at the TV, like saying the world's going to shit, and we were like, oh, we've got a song, and it was it was terrible timing on our part. Like we didn't know obviously a lot, but yeah, it was weird. So we were just basically an online band for the 2 years or 2.5 years or however long it was. Trying our best, weren't we? We were doing podcasts and whatever we could get our hands on just by Instagramming people, like, you know. And then it's funny, we did another EP in lockdown as well, which was weird because we weren't in the same room really. We could only have 2 people in the same room at the same time. Yeah. So it was a bit of a weird one.
So it's the weirdest kind of writing scenario I think I've ever been involved with. Yeah. Because like you say, it was half 2 people to put something together, and then you'd have to then wait for the other 2 people to give their opinions. But it wasn't like you could just text it and get it done. It was just, I don't know, it just felt like a lot longer than what it should have been, but it was worth it.
Yeah. So, we managed that. And then, thank God, it all started opening up. And then we played our first show in I don't know when it was. I always forget. I'm shit with dates. Like August 21, 22, 21. August 21, yeah, man. We played our first Brum show, and then that's it. We've been full steam ever since, man.
I can imagine, I can see Boris there with his notes when the world started to shut down, like, we must close everything, but Fangs Out have also released a song, so we definitely need to shut down now so that nobody actually gets to go.
fuck these guys. Yeah.
Especially because they're from the West Midlands. Yes, we shouldn't be associating ourselves at all with anybody outside of the London area. No. I was just going to say, Jamie brought some interesting fact to me a couple of weeks ago, which is that 1,000 Americans said that the Brummie accent is the sexiest in the UK.
Fucking apparently, true, they are correct, mate.
But how many? So 1,000 Americans. How big is that country?
Yeah,
I told you they only asked the most important 1,000. That's why
we've got a sexy accent, but we're not great at maths. All right, sorry, I was really proud of that. Then. Hold on a second. Oh shit, yeah. That's not a great stat, is it? My wife likes it though.
Well,
she's not American. She's not American. Okay. She's Southern, so it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree with them. It is because I heard once that it was some geezer I knew that worked on TV, and he was like, yeah, they won't. If you listen to like adverts and stuff, it's always like a Southern accent or maybe a Northern one because they're more trustworthy than a Brummie accent. I was like, surely, if anything, goes, yeah, apparently the Brummie accent, they think you're stupid. So if you're trying to sell them something, they're like, I'm going to buy that off that fucking geezer there, man. You know what I mean? Can't string a sentence together. Does it sound like a revving? What? He sounds like a revving motorcycle when he talks.
I think it depends what part of the Midlands, really. I mean, if you go to like Tipton and ask someone to sell you something, I wouldn't buy anything off them either.
Well, so. to be fair, like I'm from Birmingham, but Ben is from the Black Country because Ben is born and raised in Walsall, ain't you, kid? So you wouldn't think it because I've lived in Walsall now for like 10 years, so I'm slowly becoming more fucking like them. More inaudible. You can't understand a fucking word I'm saying, but
I've got like it's also these things where I'm like, oh, my accent's not that strong. Then I talk to somebody from outside of Birmingham, and you're like, fuck.
And for your viewers, I hope you had your captions on then because I didn't fucking understand what you just said. Captions on YouTube.
Get subtitles on quick. Fucking put subtitles on now.
Yam subtitles. I'll add them just for this show.
Yeah, does not compute at the bottom of YouTube. Trying to fucking find the accent.
It's a language of its own.
You might start doing like
sign language.
Yeah.
That would be easier, mate. That would have been an easy 10 years for me.
Mikey, you're one of us now, mate. Don't try and play that.
I am. I am. I've got a house. I've bought a house and everything, so I am one of us. One of us.
It's like slowly mutating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less fingers.
You couldn't count before, so it don't really matter.
Before we talk about the band, though, let's take it back to the guy when you guys were younger. It's a question I always like to ask. So the days of young masters White and Swash. What did you guys want to be when you were growing up? Has it always been music focused for you guys, or train driver, astronaut? I don't know.
Well, you go first, Ben.
I knew this is coming to me. I don't know. The truth, like I've always been like, without that guy, I've always wanted to have some music involvement in some way, shape, or form, and I've been doing it a long time now. But I mean, to do it as a full-time thing would be incredible. But somehow I've just winged my way through my jobs and stuff. And at the minute, the job just pays for the band stuff and a mortgage, and that's it. That is it. It's one of those things like when you're younger, like going back to when I was a first kid, like we joke about a train driver. That was the first thing I ever wanted to do.
Did you really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. And then you have to be clever. So that went out the window. That was just by a little boy. You have to have good eye vision and be clever. So
that's really
I
funny.
stopped with that straight away.
That's funny. I just found out because I actually wanted to be a pilot because I watched Independence Day, and I was like, "Fuck, I can fight aliens, man!" And I could be like Will Smith and smoke a cigar and punch a fucking alien in the face. And then I went to, thank God, my dad took me to like the fucking Army and Navy place in Birmingham City Centre. And the geezer was like, looked at me, he was like, for one thing, you're like 6'1". You got to be smaller to be a pilot, apparently. And he goes, let's look at your GCSEs. And he was like, mate, you're better off doing something else, son. He was just like fucking E's, D's. He was awful. He was like, yeah, pilots have got to be like kind of clever, you know. So similar thing, mate, yeah. And like good vision as well, because I can't see. I'm clinically blind, but I don't wear glasses because doesn't look cool, does it? Well, look, we got you two.
With the wrong chat for this, mate.
Yeah. So
isn't train driver just a stick? Isn't that just a no?
There's
like
loads of maths and stuff involved.
Yeah,
in train. Yeah.
You can't veer off the track.
You literally like you have like a reaction test. You remember like the bleep test as a kid? It's like that, but for your eyes.
Terrible. I didn't know that.
It's meant like some of the tests and stuff you have to do to even get remotely anywhere near that level before they even train you on a train. It's just unreal.
There you go.
What? I mean, welcome to the Chronicles of Train Drivers. You know, let's move on.
And plus, you get like fucking 6 months off in the year, didn't you? Be a train driver, striking all the time.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like it in a minute, yeah.
Don't go anywhere, do you?
Sick job.
Maybe I should have listened to school, actually. Loads of time.
And more time to focus on the band because you're constantly on strike of the day.
Yeah, exactly, Mark. He's written so many tunes.
Go on till 6 months a year.
Yeah.
And then just work the rest. Yeah. Pay for it.
Sorted.
But where did that love of music come from for you guys then? Was it, and specifically the world of rock and metal, was it like your parents listened to that sort of music, or?
Yeah, like my mum and dad were like Queen and stuff like that. And it was obviously like sinking in when I was listening, you know, when I was younger, but I sort of found my way through. If I'm completely honest, it was like Offspring. And then, because it was like, why don't you get a job? Do you remember that song? Like, I love that song. And my sister sort of caught wind of it and bought me Americana. And because obviously that song's more like a scarry, I don't know what it is, that tune is, but then you get the other heavier songs on that. And then, then that was my sort of foot into the world of sort of rock anyway. But I loved hip hop and stuff. And then I've told this story before, but then one day I just heard through my sister's walls a man swearing about breaking stuff and Nucky, and I thought, bloody hell, the boyfriend's but it wasn't. It was Fred Durst. Thank God. And so I was thinking, shit, I best go investigate this.
Yeah.
And then that was it, new metal kid, and then just got into heavier stuff from there. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, so my mum, from day dot, I was metalhead, so it was Sabbath, Metallica, then you had your more classic stuff, Rush, Thin Lizzy, Zeppelin, Priest, Maiden. Like the first ever song I remember hearing as a wee boy. That was the first time I actually remember listening and going, what the fuck? is Master Puppets.
Mm.
And that from like it was always when you're like 1, 2, 3, whatever. It's just music that's in the background, isn't it? But that was the first song where I was like, I actually remember hearing it and going, yeah, I'm there smashing my toys around the house. I'm still the same now. But that for me, Metallica are the favourite band, and I think that's the reason why I just grew up on all that stuff. And like Mikey said, you kind of, the older you get, the more you develop. Then Slipknot come out in the late 90s. Then I got into the new metal wave at that age. Your Biscuit, Korn, Devil Driver, Fear Factory. But then I've always had that classic rock side of me, so I still listen to like Thin Lizzy and stuff like that all the time and take a lot of inspiration from that. So it's not just been heavy stuff all the way through. I still have a lot of the classic elements into what I listen to, even now, like on a daily basis. But then that's also developed into Creed. So something's happened.
I knew that was going to come around.
Yeah.
You should have just stopped.
No, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. You knew it was going to come out. But yeah, like that. That's where it all kind of started for me anyway, and just kind of developed over the years. And like Mike said, the big hip hop thing was a thing in like the mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s as well, because a lot of music of that era kind of went hand in hand.
Yes.
It just fell into place, and one genre kind of merged into the other in aspects, and not even so much just in like the sound of it, but kind of the feel for it as well. The aggressive hip hop and then the aggressive metal. It just kind of worked to the ears, if that makes sense.
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, we're recording this the day before Halloween. Did you see the guy dressed for Scott Stapp in the Dallas Cowboys jersey when they played, I think it was like a Thanksgiving game or something in the NFL? Someone dressed up as Scott Stapp for Halloween. Absolutely amazing.
What a bloke.
Yeah.
Alpha.
Oh, was he singing along in front of his telly?
Yes.
Yeah, I did
see
that.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah, quality, man.
That is like, you know how people say like they've completed Halloween, like they've completed dress. Like that guy is one Halloween. That's it. Yeah. Nobody will top that now. So
I don't think he's completed Halloween. I think he's completed life.
Yeah, there's a
because every year now till he dies, he's going to get that reminder of that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on this day every year, she's like, "Yeah, I did good that year."
That was me.
Yeah, that was me.
Just a quick side note. I don't know why I'm going to tell you this, but I am. When Creed used to come on the TV, my mum was obsessed with Scott Stapp, like just with him personally. So anytime there's a Creed song, Kerrang or Scuzz, whatever, she'd just come and sit next to me and be like, ah. And that's all she'd do throughout the song.
Just mute the TV. And just watch it.
Like, just watch him at the top of a mountain or fall down a well.
It's like, I don't know if this is weird. I don't know if I should be embarrassed. I don't know what's going on right now. Like, what's going on?
Should I be proud?
I'd love
it's
to
Jurgen Klopp now.
I'd love to see his arms wide open.
Oh dear.
But what was that point though when your fandom where you went, do you know what? I'm happy listening to music, but now I want to start playing it. I actually want to be part of this world. What point was it that you guys reached that?
For me, do you know what? It was there's two for like one for guitar because I started playing guitar first, and that was I never give him enough credit in my older years. I don't know why, but like Tom DeLonge with his Seafoam Green Strat, like I was like, that's fucking cool. So I got a guitar, and then for vocals, it was Fred Durst at the VMAs when Christina Aguilera was doing like "Come On Over" or something, and it just cut halfway through her song. It was I don't know what year this was, and it was like, he's like, "This world is like a cage," and he sort of come up from the audience, and he rapped that entire part, and then she's like behind him, like doing the bits, and then literally when the song ends, he just fucking drops the microphone and walks off, and she tries to hug him, and he just fucks off, and I was like, yes. That is the one, man. And that was what I was like, I want to be a front man now.
I think that's 2000. It was just after Chocolate Starfish. I think it was 2001.
It was something like that. Yeah. I am that old.
Never seen that.
Oh, dude. Right. When we finish this, type in Christina Aguilera, Fred Durst. It's fucking amazing.
It's amazing. To find that.
It's up there. It's up there with Scott Stapp.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
I think that was the VMAs when the drummer of Rage was like up on the things behind, like Limp Bizkit were getting an award, and like he was like protesting behind them. It's like it was a mad year, that was.
The early 2000s. What a great years they were for music.
Great times, man. Great times. Mm.
So, Ben, did Master of Puppets, like, did that inspire you to pick up a guitar then? Hearing that, that opening riff?
I'm going to show you. Hang on. All right, so Hetfield's known for a White Explorer. A White Gibson Explorer. This is one of my first ever guitars that I've still got, which I need to rebuild. And it's a White Explorer. So that says a lot about, like, hearing Hetfield and Metallica as a kid. That's all I wanted to do, was be a guitarist. Whether I was any good or not, that's all I wanted to do.
You are brilliant.
Yeah, so that's, for me, it was always the moment I had my first guitar, it was always, right, let's learn Metallica songs. Badly, but let's learn Metallica songs. And then when I've learned them badly, get a White Explorer, so I did. But like, the first ever band I was in was, I was about 13, 14, and they were just like some kids at school just playing horrendously bad covers of songs that we thought were cool at the time. And that's all I wanted to do. Like, there was never anything to write music or whatever. And then gradually, just through the years and meeting new people and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, that's where it all kind of started. Watching Metallica in Seattle in '86, Hetfield with his White Explorer, I was like, that's cool as fuck. That's like my Fred Durst moment for Mike. I was like, that's sick as fuck. It's bad.
You were saying that about how like your first band was like a covers band. I think it'd be amazing to find out like the percentage of musicians that started out in terrible cover bands with their friends in school. Like,
it's quite funny how you start having a covers band when you're a kid, and then you eventually go, I want to write my own music, and then you realise the people who covers band are the ones with the money.
Yeah,
you just want to go back.
Yeah, tributes, man. That's the way to go. Pointless doing original shit.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, sorry.
Fangs Out turning into a Nickelback tribute band. That's what's going to happen now.
Well, everyone thinks we're an Every Time I Die tribute band, so it's
yeah, it's halfway there, remember?
Really? What?
Oh, we get the comparison quite a lot. It's no worries because fucking we love Every Time I Die, but yeah, it's just a lazy comparison.
Yeah.
You see, you both scribble out on your notes now. Every time I die.
No, I didn't get that when I listened to it. That's what it's weird.
All right, good. Cool. Well, that's right then.
That's all we like. But obviously, one thing that bands and superheroes have in common is secret origin stories. So how did you guys meet? How did Fangs Out come together?
So real quick version of this story. So when I moved to Warsaw, I was introduced to our old bassist Bo, and we were just on a night out once, and then we just started talking, and we were just like one of them, like, do we just become best friends kind of thing? And he was like, it was like all the bands, like all this, exactly the same stuff. And then he was like, he was in a band, but it was sort of like falling apart, and he was like, I think it was a last ditch effort for him to be like, oh, do you want to come and like sing or play guitar? And I was like, I ain't asked about singing. I'll come and jam with you boys. And there was Alex, our drummer now, Bo, and another chap. So I came in on like second guitar, and then to be honest, we jammed like twice, and we sort of started writing straight away, like, because I had riffs and stuff, and I was like, ah. And then the other guitarist went away, and it was just me, Bo, and Al. And then we sort of did that. That was like, I swear it was like start of 2019 or something. And then we were just sort of jamming for a few months and writing songs. I think we wrote about 4 or 5 songs. We were like, do you know what? We might never ever do this again. Let's go in the studio and record them, just do an EP or whatever. And so we went in, and I was like, oh, I'll do vocals over it or whatever. I'll do the guitars and stuff. And it's so mad. Like, we were literally, our producer, Owen, we were sort of in the 3 of us in the studio. Like, you do any guitarists? And he was like, I do actually. Like, there's this chap called Ben that I know. And literally, Ben came in. Had me and you, we met, you came around my house first, didn't you, Ben? I started showing you the tunes, didn't I?
Yeah. So if you're going to take over at this.
Yeah.
So I've been in bands for years and years and years. And Owen, the producer, Owen Davis, shout out. He'd done all my stuff. He'd engineered all my bands for years. And then my band before Fangs Out, I quit. I was like, that's it. I'm done with music. I'm not fucking doing music again. This is shit. And then 6 months later, I was like, do you know anybody looking for a guitarist? I'm bored. And literally, this is where the stories kind of come together. It was, but I've just took on this, like, started working with this band that said, like, every time I die, cancer bats in the box. I was like, oh, sick. I was like, so give this guy's name. So I literally messaged you, didn't I, Mike?
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, put me in touch with Riley. Where do you live? He was, I'm in Aldridge. Literally live around the corner from each other.
Around the corner, yeah, mad. Yeah.
And we didn't know each other, hadn't met each other.
Just came around, didn't you? And just jammed, and we just learnt the songs. And then
that was it.
Then you came in on the last. We were doing group vocals, weren't we? And Benny's actually on that EP doing group vocals, which was awesome.
Yeah,
he didn't play guitar on it, but we got him in. He did group vocals, and and that was it. And then it was the 4 of us, and then Bo left because he had a really busy job and stuff. He couldn't do the sort of juggle it both, which was fair enough. We love Bo.
Yeah,
and then we had a friend like standing, and then we got our bassist now, Jay, who was in another Birmingham band who's seen us a couple of times, and he was sort of like, he was a guitarist first, but he was like, I can play bass, and then that was it, man. Then it was just the 4 of us. We've been this lineup since he's been in the band 2 years, and in Jay now.
No, beginning last year, February last year.
Sorry,
almost 2 years in, basically. Yeah.
So that's it, really. Not rock and roll. Sorry, none of us came from a planet, and
fell from the sky.
Fell from the sky, and I was a baby, and then somebody found me, and I fucking grew up to be
singer.
Just some dudes who met in Walsall, like
accidentally.
We like asking questions.
Yeah.
we like finding out this sort of stuff. Like, this is what this show's about. Is it like origins and then work all the way up to now? Like, we like to deep dive. I don't know why, because we're always interested, intrigued by people's stories and all that sort of thing. So,
awesome, man. There you go. There's ours then, yes.
Even if it's just, we're just from Walsall, still, I didn't know that. So that's great. You might have told like 15, 16 other podcasts, maybe, but we haven't told. We didn't know. So
that counts.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love the fact your bass player is like, I play guitar, but I can play a bass. It's like, I feel like that's how most bands get a bass player. They're like, I need a bass player. Oh, I know guitar, but I can play bass as well if you need me to.
Yeah.
He's a great bassist as well.
It works, doesn't it? It just works.
It does.
Now it's like it's solid.
Yeah.
So, Mikey, your lyrics then, as I'm assuming you write them, are they very personal to you? Are they story based, or you make them like, what are they based around?
I think the first EP was sort of more fictional, I'd say. I don't know, like just sort of making shit up that sounded cool, and then the last 2 have been very personal, and the sort of singles we did, I've been sort of drawing more from my life and experiences and stuff. Yeah, so a bit of both, really. I sort of throw in a bit of fiction in there, I suppose, and a bit of real life stuff as well. Yeah, mix really.
Why just out of curiosity? Just because it's what the fiction is just because it sounds great, or just works, or just?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes, if I'm honest, like I sort of run the sort of well dry with myself, and I think, I got nothing else to sort of say, and I think you sort of put yourself in a pretend person's shoes, or make up a story kind of thing, and then you sort of, and then, but to be honest, it always ends up linking back to me in some way. I always sort of circle it back round, even if I try and do a pretend sort of character. I'm sort of like, I can see similarities in this person kind of thing. So yeah. I felt really deep then. I just got epiphany then. I was like,
give me a moment.
It's all about me, isn't it? God. Doomed anyway. What?
With regards to the music, then, what's the songwriting process there? Do you have like a main songwriter, like I know some bands have, or is it a collaborative thing? How does it work?
I think from the beginning, like it was the first EP, like I said, but from the second one, all of us sort of bring stuff now. On the new EP we've just done, Ben did a whole tune, the first song on the EP, It's Your Funeral. Jay's been bringing stuff. It's wicked because it takes a lot of the pressure off. You know what I mean? It's Ben's always sending riffs on videos and stuff, and Jay sort of records, and yeah, it's just getting better. We've got like a load of stuff now to start writing with. Now I can't wait to start again.
It's like I'll be the first to say my song structuring capabilities is definitely not my strongest point. Whereas we've got Mike and Jay who are really good at sucking you off, really good at that. So the way I see things now is
not on camera.
Oh, sorry. The way I see it, I can produce these riffs, these individual riffs, and then just say, "Here you go, make them good." And then Michael come back with like 3.5 minutes. I'm like, "Yeah, that's sick." Or I can hear little salt and peppers, as we like to call them, don't we?
Yeah.
There's something missing from either my riff or Mike's riff or Jay's riff or Al's idea or whatever. We all kind of just come together in the end, and there's, like every band, there's always a few. My idea is best, but it always ends up being for the better in the end.
It does, and I think that one thing we do as a band, which I really enjoy, because we've got the modern, we can record at home on our laptops and bring ideas and stuff, but we always put it in the room, the four of us. Do you know what I mean? And we jam it out. Because I think I think some bands these days, they just fucking write it and then they're straight in the studio without sort of trying it. I don't want to speak for every band, but I think that happens quite a lot now. So we still like to get the feel of it in the room, the four of us, and then shit doesn't work. That you can program some drums, but unfortunately I can program drums, but unfortunately Alex hasn't got fucking 8 arms. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, I can't do that. It's impossible. Yeah. I'm like, well, Logic drummer can do it. I don't understand why you can't do it. Just make him feel like shit, and then he just does it. But it's
don't we? Poke him till he does it.
Just poke it till he does it. Yeah. But yeah, so we always put it in the room and we'll hash it out together. And like you find things when it's just the four of you in there. You're like, oh, actually, that bit sounds. Or Ben will accidentally play something, and I'm like, yo, that's much better than what we had. So it's cool, and it's just more collaborative than it's ever been, and I'm buzzing, man. Like because our plan now is we're gonna. I know we're talking about the EP now, but we're gonna smash out an album next, I think, and I cannot wait. And we're gonna jam on Thursday this week, and I want to start getting down to it really.
Yeah, because we've got so many ideas that have been lingering around now for. Well, how long's the EP been officially done in the rote form? 12 months. And they've only got released a couple, but by the time you've wrote an EP, and then it can be 6 months towards, when 6-7 months after it being completely wrote, we've had that much time in between as well. We've got ideas already for the next thing. So it's kind of we've got a good foundation to go off now for the album.
Yeah, just keeping the momentum going.
Yeah.
So why didn't you make the Humour In Hell album then, if you have so much already? Like, why is it an EP? Because obviously it's 3 EPs now, isn't it? So is it because you wanted to put tastes out and see if people reacted well to it? Or was it a case of, we need to smash these out first and then we'll do a whole shebang?
I think it was time, and because we'd done 2 singles at the start of this year.
Yeah.
And when Jay had joined, and then it was like, I don't know, it just felt sort of, we didn't really, maybe we'd discussed an album, but it just didn't feel right. We were like, we wanted to get music out with the four of us as we are now, and so just an EP it was meant to be 4 tracks, but we ended up smashing out 5. I think we had 6, but we sort of we just settled on 5. But it just felt right to sort of do an EP again, I think. And like someone said before, it's like a trilogy. Do you know what I mean? We've sort of done the trilogy now, and I think we're finding our sound more and more as we go. So I think we've tested the water with the 5 tracks, and I think where we are now, we love the sort of sound we're getting. I think it's just going to evolve even more, I think. So with 10, 11 songs next, I don't know what we're going to, what it might sound like.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mikey. This is the first, well, I know we had the 2 singles beginning, but this is the first EP we've actually put out as a band that's not been anywhere related to COVID times, where we've been able to work up towards it, play shows leading up towards it, get it released, and we can do stuff immediately off the back of it. Where we've been a band for 4 years. 2 of those EPs, we've been very limited time-wise, how we can push it outside of it. So I think this 3rd EP was the right thing to do, instead of going to an album to go, right, this is our chance. We've been doing shows now for 18
Played shows,
months.
yeah, that made the difference as well.
18 months, get the name out there, drop the 4 songs, and then work at the album. Because we've got not the buzz, but we've got the momentum. The ball can carry on rolling now instead of stop, start, stop, start, stop, start.
Yeah,
it felt like the right thing to do instead of just pushing for an album and then there'd be nothing to kind of lead up to that album, if that makes sense.
It's basically strike while the iron was hot still off the 2 singles. Basically, we did 7 songs this year, which is like a long play EP. You know what I mean? Technically,
yeah.
But yeah, definitely an album next, man. We've sort of stretched our muscles, and now it's time to sort of flex our muscles. Is that the word? I don't know what the fucking saying is. We just fucking did an EP. All right, we're gonna do a fucking album next. Do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
But before we start talking about the EP, I did mean to ask earlier, where does the name come from? Fangs Out. Where's that name come from?
It comes from a lyric of me saying earlier. People say we sound like Every Time I Die. It comes from an Every Time I Die song, actually. There is a lyric in one of the songs where they say "fang." He says "fangs out," and I always thought it was fucking cool. And it was just I didn't really think about it when I joined that. When we sort of started the band, I was like "fangs out," and I'm like, "Go on in." That was it. Really. That was it.
It's great to know no history of terrible names first. Before you got there. I'm always intrigued again because that's a question that gets asked a lot. And I always like to know what the previous names were before you got there. So I don't know. People tend to be like, "Oh yeah, well we were called the Elephant in the Room, and then we went for Linkin Park." It's like, oh okay.
Yeah, no, they were called Hybrid Theory actually first, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
they were. Yeah, nice. But no shit names. I thought just that one shit name, just Fangs Out.
It's not shit. It's actually great. It's a great name.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just easy and it's just quick. 2 syllables. Yeah. See, Brominus then coming out again. Syllables? I'm surprised I managed to say syllables.
You almost did it then.
Fuck it, I know. Yeah.
I wonder if Australians originated in Birmingham. Because obviously they because they take ages to say stuff as well. Anyway, sorry, I don't know. I shouldn't really bash for there's 3 of you here and 1 of me. So, yeah, I've now forgotten where I was going with this.
What are we talking about? Albums, names.
That was it. Thank you. Your EP.
Yes. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, came out on October 6th. Was it well received?
I think so. Yeah, we've the old Spotify numbers have jumped up quite considerably. We've had loads of good feedback and stuff from it. I think so. I think it's still been received. It's a difficult one, man, because we are unsigned and we're sort of doing it all off our back. So the sort of reach we have is limited at the moment, but we get to do awesome things like this. Do you know what I mean? So, it's the EP got us this opportunity to talk to you guys, which is fucking amazing for me. So, we're always really happy to talk to anyone who wants to talk to us. Fucking 4 idiots, But I think so far so good, man.
I mean, sorry, Ben, go on.
I was going to say this EP seems to be it feels a lot more. Not that the others weren't well received, but this one feels like the EP where it's like, oh, people give a shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because we live in a day and age now where music gets released, it has hype for a day, and then it goes again. And that's that's bands of all calibers. That's bands of whether you're small and signed or whether you're a big stadium band. Everything, there's a massive hype up to something. It gets released, everyone goes wicked. Then the day after, they're back listening to what they listened to before the EP. That EP came out, whatever genre, whatever band it is. So this is the first EP personally where people are still sharing it and saying, this is still sick, this is cool.
Taking us a bit more seriously, I think now as well, as much as we sort of don't take ourselves that seriously, I think we do take the music seriously. And I think, we are slugging, we're slugging, we're trying. Do you know what I mean? It's
we can do.
Yeah, and I think like Ben said, I think people are sort of more going, oh, they actually mean it, do they? Instead of just two lockdown EPs.
Going into this EP though, did you go in with into writing it with sort of a different mindset compared to the other ones, or was it just a case of let's write more music?
I don't, not really. I don't think it was more tunes, but like I said before, it was just sort of because the lineup's so strong now. I think that was the sort of the push behind it, and it was like, oh, let's see what we can do with the four of us now, and yeah, and it is a bit of an underdog feeling. Maybe we feel sometimes when it's like, right, we'll fucking show them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know who these people are. They're invisible people I'm making up. Do you know what I mean? But it's good to have that little bit of competition in our heads where we're like,
biggest competition is just us.
It's just us, basically, just making it. Everyone really likes us, and they're like, I'm like, what are we saying that for? Let's just say good things about you. But yeah, not really. No, it's just more songs. But we're just super excited. We just knew they were miles better than the previous, and so we're just super stoked to sort of record them, man. I think, yeah.
It's the EP's phenomenal. I absolutely, and I'm not saying it because you're here. No. I'm saying it because it's true. Like I think Sean Smith was the first time I'd heard about it. He was mentioning you on Instagram, I think, at one point. Yeah. And then you've played with a few of our friends in Broken Jaw and Ambrius. You played last year with them in Gloucester.
We did.
Because we used to live in Cheltenham, so a part of that scene. But anyway, so then I was like, so I've definitely seen the name. And then when Holly reached out from Good as Gold, I was like, do you want to talk to these guys? I was like, yes, I do. Put the EP on, was like, holy shit. I actually struggled to pick a song that I loved because I love them all.
Oh, mate, thank you so much.
Like, I feel that each song brings something different. So you're like, oh, fuck, that was great. Oh, Jesus Christ. After the first one, you're like, fuck me. I better have a sit down. Second track comes on, you're like, fuck it. Okay, we're going this direction now. This is amazing. I love it over it. Every track. I mean, I struggled to actually pick one or two. But in the end, I went for Video Nasties, I absolutely loved. And of course Sabbath Town, but I think it's because obviously that's a single as well, and obviously the I knew he was going to fucking celebrate. He mentioned Birmingham, so
no one else does. We had to,
mate. It's a love song to Birmingham. I was like, yes, I love it.
Yeah, Shawnee Smith actually said he was like, he texted me, he was like, you've actually made Birmingham sound cool, and I was like,
he's a cheeky little monkey.
Yeah, I was like, cheers, brother. Nice one. Like, we try. But no, we really appreciate that, man. Like you said, we do sort of try to make every song different to the others. It's obviously in the sort of same vein, but
yeah,
we want it to be a listening experience, because we sort of it's so easy now. People sort of just do singles and front load things with just like a couple of songs and then just a lot of filler. But we're sort of album kids. We've always sort of like, grew up on that. So, and I've always been like fans of bands where they do have different types of tunes on the albums, EPs or whatever. So, but no, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome.
No, that's hearing stuff like that makes it what is kind of what we got that kind of feeling ourselves, and for other people to get that kind of reaction as well that's cool. That's weird.
It's so funny with the Video Nasties though, because that is the one that just, I don't know if it's because it's more sort of half-timey, bouncy sort of, but a lot of people say that that's their favourite on the EP. Well, I didn't think it would be. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a weird one. But no, it's cool.
Isn't that kind of nice in a way, though? Because you're expecting one thing and you're getting something else.
Yeah, definitely.
But, like, it was weird. Like, before releasing it and recording it, like, we love all the songs, don't get me wrong. But we had a conversation like, which is your least, which is position 4 out of the 4 songs. And was it me and you, Mike, or
I think so.
Me and somebody said Video Nasty was like the least favourite out of the 4. And then everyone released it was like, oh, that's our favourite. It was like, oh, all right, cool.
And then when we play it, it's a live one as well in the room. It's fucking great. It's a really, it's a fun one to play live, man. Yeah. And do you know what? Fun fact about that song, we were going to have scratching on that song.
Were you?
Yeah.
I had this sample of
do it.
we could none of us could scratch. Like, we had these CDJs that Owen got, and we're like, anyone scratch? It was just us going. It was just shit. I was like, I forgot none of us are DJ Lethal. Like, this is fucking awful. So I think to be honest, I think it worked out for the best, because I got this sample of this geezer going like Video Nasties. It was like in my head, it was like Video Nasties, and at the end, it was like real video. It was shit.
Yeah,
we fucked that. We fucked that audio.
It's a lot harder than it looks.
It fucking is, man. DJ Lethal's a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And Mr. Hahn.
Mr. Hahn.
Mr. Hahn.
I did want to say like Tom brought up a really good point there, saying that all the songs on the EP they meld together brilliantly, but they don't sound the same, and that can happen in the metal music scene. Let's be honest. You can listen to some artists and you're like, I put track 1 on. Oh, I've just listened to 10 tracks. I didn't actually realize. So the fact that you managed to do that is absolutely amazing, and it's a credit to you. But I am going to have to bring it back round to Sabbath Town.
Cool.
What made you want to write a song about our beautiful city? Like, why? I just needed to know what it was. What made you want to do that?
I think it's always been on the back of my mind to do it, and but just sort of executing it has always been like, how the fuck? Because like American pop punk bands, they can say their hometown. It sounds fucking awesome, but as a Brummie, or anyone from England,
the accent,
you don't say like, we're in Gloucester or what the fuck, anywhere. Like, it doesn't sound cool, does it? Or Birmingham. So I think when the sort of nickname that sort of made up like Sabbath Town, it was like, it was so, I remember I wrote it in my loft and in my old house, like I had the first verse, and then it just came one of them ones that come really easy, and it just and then it was just really easy to write as well. Yeah, I just think, like I said, I'm a very proud Brummie, and so I'm glad we got to do it, man.
And the video is great. The video, seeing all the sights and sounds, is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
that was a good video to shoot. Actually,
it was. Yeah, Sunday morning at like 9 o'clock in the morning, running around Brum. We had a stunt man for most of the running because I ain't fucking that fit. No, I'm joking. That's not true. But yeah, we tried to get in as many sort of Birmingham's, the old academy and Scruffy and Murphy's and the Flapper. Do you know the Piss Troll story? Do you know the urban legend of the Piss Troll?
I don't know about that.
No.
So there's a part where I go for a wee. It's at the Tunnel Club. Do you remember where Subway City used to be? Do you ever used to go to Subway City?
Yes.
So next to there was an urban legend of a gentleman that whenever he used to get kicked out of the club and need a wee, they used to do it off that bridge. And there used to be a gentleman at the bottom who used to love receiving said, and it was an urban legend. He'd be down there, and he was a piss troll. Yeah, piss troll.
Never heard that before.
Well, yeah, let's get him in the video, man. We couldn't track him down, like. So we
no dress.
Yeah, we should have gone out on a Saturday night and hung out under there. So. But the piss troll.
I love it.
I did wonder where the fuck everybody was as well, because like it's a fucking city, and I was like, where is everybody? I was like, sure, there's people that live here. I know you've got no money left. But I thought it was.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is.
Birmingham.
Yeah, everyone was absolutely hanging in bed, mate. It was a Sunday morning, like everyone been on Broad Street all night, like, and hanging.
No, the video was amazing.
Thank you.
And before I get to my question, the shot to the cock with the keys, was that an accident, or was that genuinely written in?
Yeah, we wrote it in, but we didn't have to do fucking 19 takes of it. I thought that we got it on the first one, to be honest, but he was like, no, let's try it again. Like,
let's just make sure.
Underhand, overhand, from further away.
Bowling.
Yeah.
It's literally, it was that
shot was the first one. It was just funny to keep doing it.
Yeah, it's just they had it. I was like, we sure, boys, now just one more, one more.
Yes. When they started suggesting penalty kicks and punts, then that's when they're taking the piss. Right?
Let's check. Let's replace the keys with a rock. Hang on, that's not part of the video.
If I took a run up and just took a big swing, would that be all right?
This will be hilarious.
But my actual question was going to be music videos. Love them or hate them. The making, the producing, the writing, all that sort of stuff. Not the finished product, like actually creating them.
I love them.
Yeah. I don't mind them, man. Like we did a video for Get Grim. That was our first ever video. That was a performance one. That was awesome to do, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was
just a big sweaty day in a fucking big room. It was so hot, wasn't it? Do you remember? I had a leather jacket. I committed to the leather jacket, and I was like, "Fucking idiot!" Shrunk on me as the thing went on. I was like, "Can't breathe." And then
It's days like that I realise how unfit you are.
Oh, it's horrendous.
It looks
Yeah.
good in the video, but then like after like 2 hours, you're like, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I've got naturally curly hair as well, so it was just getting fucking bigger and bigger as the thing went on. I was like, we had no hair and makeup. It was just me with a brush, like, stay down.
Hairspray.
But the last 2 videos we done were really cool because we did the Sabbath Town one, and that was fun because it's more like narrative type thing. And then we did the second one we just done for all the best drugs, and that's me dressed as a werewolf. And have you seen that one?
I haven't seen that one.
Watch if you like Sabbath Town, watch that one. That was the one we just released. That was a fun one.
It's great because so many bands now just go, let's throw a lyric video out, let's put a lyric video out. Because obviously, like the late 90s, early 2000s, music videos were all the rage. I remember like putting my VHS in and recording Scuzz and Kerrang like all overnight because all the best songs were at night for some weird reason when you were asleep. And just watch them all day after school, music on, homework, whatever you did. I just had that on the entire evening. Every time, it was great. Absolutely loved it.
The other one was Headbangers Ball.
Yes.
MTV2.
That's where the tunes were.
I know we keep mentioning every time I die, but I remember I saw Ebola-Rama, the Ebola-Rama video in like a skate rink. That's the best. They're all on roller skates, basically, and the band are playing in the middle. The fucking best music. I saw that when I was a kid. I was like, that is the best music video I've ever seen. And they're all fucking moshing and stuff. It's class.
Love to know where they come up with the ideas for some of these music videos. I
know,
They're fucking awesome, though. But speaking of a person who has made great music videos, you guys seem to have a great relationship with former guest and friend of the show, Sean Smith. We mentioned him earlier. Guested on DB. I don't know. I'm going to try it again in English. Guested on the debut EP on Hex Fiend. He's mentioned you on Sapling, like we said. You toured with the Blackout and Raiders. Where did that friendship come from?
That came from several years ago when Sean used to be in a band called When Reason Sleeps. That was his first band. I think he had the Blackout on the side kind of thing. And I just met him at a show in Worcester when we were both very youthful young boys, and just stayed in touch, man. And like both him and the Blackout guys have been super supportive of myself, and obviously with Fangs Out now, like they're just, and Sean especially, man, like he's the best. Yeah. So just from the scene years ago, and just stayed in touch with him, and we've been mates ever since, really. And he's, like I say, it was funny because he like all the shout outs he gives us and stuff. And I messaged him and I said, like, this, I always really appreciate him. I'm like, mate, so like, thank you so much. And he just pushed me back. He was like, Mikey, if it wasn't any good, if it was fucking shit, I wouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that was my Welsh impression, by the way. Sorry, Sean. So so he's like, he's a big fan of the music as well, which is fucking awesome. And he's always championed us from the beginning, man. So love him very, very much, man. He's amazing guy, and the rest of the boys as well. Or every single one of them are fucking awesome. Yeah,
he's a if you don't mind me stepping in there, he's a great dude. Like, I know he's your friend from back in the day and stuff, and then because like, don't forget, the Blackout are a big band, huge band, a band that I used to go and see years ago and stuff. Then it was like, oh, Sean's Blackout, sick, cool. And then like once we played with Raiders last year, that was Sean and Bob's band. And you introduced me to Sean and Bob from like the get-go, which is like just the boys.
Yeah.
And then when we did the Blackout comeback show in June, Mike was telling me the rest of the lads are exactly the same. So, and they're literally like Mike said, they're just the best fucking people, and they can't be any more supportive if they could try, basically.
Yeah, the most grounded. They're the most grounded band, like even at the height of when they were like, the fucking, Hope and stuff like that. Yeah, like fucking that you'd be backstage and there'd just be fucking 6 normal geezers, like it's like you're about to play a fucking giant show there. Yeah, it's just all chatting, and amazing boys, man, and we love them.
That Merthyr show, because obviously that was a hometown show for them, and obviously they're coming back and doing like the reunion and everything else. Did you feel a bit of immense pressure for that one? Because obviously that was their hometown, that was their comeback show. Or was it just like, I can't believe we get to play this?
Both, really. I think it was the biggest crowd we had played to as Fangs Out as well. So it was we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, really. But we were just super fucking stoked to do it, man, as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very, very fine line where it's like we've been given this opportunity, we need to go and smash it.
Yeah.
Then we've done it in the past where you put too much pressure on yourself and you end up being shit.
Yeah, you can overthink
You've
it.
just got to go and have fun, and that's when we're not a periphery Tesseract star band where everything's got to be 100% in perfect.
Thank fuck.
Yeah, trust me, that's why we do this band. But like, it's all about going out and having fun as well. Do you know what I mean? So it was a great opportunity to play with them boys on their scale, and it was like a massive, grateful opportunity to be asked to, like you say, they could have asked any band to do that show, but the fact they asked us was like, yeah, we need to make the most of this, but we also need to have fun, enjoy it, and we did, and it was
for me as well, like, because I was a massive fan and stuff, and when they went away, it was fucking gutting. So to see them, we was in soundcheck, man, and they did like Children of the Night in soundcheck, and I was like goosebumps and shit, and like they hadn't been away, like their Gav's voice and Shawnee's voice and the fucking boys. It was like, I was like, oh my god, man. And then I remember we'd watched them from when they did the whole set, every tune, dude, like they're fucking just the hits, man, like just amazing. I was just super nostalgic, but just super like the fucking energy in the room was amazing. Then we saw them at Download as well.
Yeah.
And that was fucking like biblical, man. I almost cried. And I crowd surfed as well to Riot, and fucking jeez, I couldn't walk. Like 2 days after.
You couldn't walk. But just the fact that you crowd surfed it, absolutely amazing.
Yeah. If you don't mind me stepping in, like it was cool. It was cool. It was amazing from an outsider's perspective. Like you say, Will had the nostalgia of hearing these tunes from back in the day we played again. But knowing and meeting the lads on the day and seeing their reaction, was the like. I'll say, like, if you watch the crowd's reaction, you know they're gonna lose their shit because they're hearing all the tunes for the first time in 7-8 years, whatever it was. But just to see their reaction as well, like it was sick. It's really good show. Really good couple of shows actually we download as well.
Yeah, amazing, magical, man.
Yeah.
But talking of shows, you've just done your EP release show back on Friday, the 27th. How was that?
It was good, man. It was good. It was nice to finally do a headline, because to be honest, we've been putting it off for a while. We just wanted to sort of support. It's a lot of pressure, to hope for will people come, and we just wanted to build for like the last 2 years. We've just wanted to build a fan base and just play to other people's crowds. If we're completely honest, we don't want to, we're not going to pretend that people are going to fucking turn up for us, kind of thing. So, we sort of we got away with it for the last year and a half, and then when we'd released the EP, we were like, do you know what? We need to celebrate it. Finally, we can do it. And it was awesome, man. It was loads of friends and family and stuff there, and it was great. It was a great night. Yeah. I didn't really appreciate it until like Sunday, I think, because I was fucking hanging Saturday after it, and sort of like, like when it was really good, man. And just like I say, it was awesome for us to celebrate what we've sort of created. I said to the boys, I was like, remember, this is for us. Do you know what I mean? Don't, it's our sort of,
it's our night.
It's our night. Do you know what I mean? Let's just go and sell. And we played the EP sort of front to back and some of the older ones, and it was class. It was really good, man.
Was it like it's always nerve-wracking in that first headline show? Like Mike said, like there's not any band in particular, but there's a bands that I see out there now who have been band together 6 months, and they'll do a headline show like that, and it looks empty because I haven't put the graft in yet to build the fan base to. I don't want to say to warrant a headline show, but to make the first headline show something special.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm kind of glad we held off for so long. And right, let's go and play to as many people as we can who have not heard of us, and let's pick up fans along the way. So when we do a headline show, it's good to have your friends and family there, but it's also good to have people who you don't know there at the same time, who were there to support the band as the band and as not as individuals, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It was class. It was good.
It's really good.
It was a good night. Yeah.
Have you got any more shows lined up? I couldn't see any on the website, but I don't know if there was anything that's been not announced or anything.
nothing for this year, but some stuff in the pipeline for next year, hopefully. Which should be good. I think the plan is now we knew that a lot of this year would be writing and recording the EP. And we've sort of said the plan is now just next year will just be shows wherever we'll have us, as many as we can, pretty much, as well as writing for an album. So yeah, there will be definitely more. Just keep an eye on the old socials and all that sort of stuff. That 100% more shows coming.
And we've played a variety of shows in the past. Like we'll play metalcore shows and don't just play with bands that sound of a similar sort of genre. If people have us, we'll play.
Yeah, we can sort of ride the line, I think, with what we do, which is pretty cool. We've been the heaviest band on a bill before, and we've been the lightest band, believe it or not, which is, sort of gets you out there to different crowds and stuff. So yeah, we will be playing next year, definitely.
Yeah.
Hopefully the end of this year. I don't know. We might some shit might come this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I got my eye on one show that I'd like, but we'll see. See what happens.
I did want to ask before we start wrapping things up, the artwork for your EPs, especially the most recent one.
Yeah.
Who does your artwork? Because it's awesome. Like, it's so good.
The first two were a chap. He was a brummie. And he went by the name of he went by the name of Hexagram. And he smashed out the first two. And then the newest one was a chap called Antonio, who I found online. And dude, he's fucking amazing. Like, you like, our EP's cool, but the shit he does, like, I'll link you after this to his page, because he's absolutely amazing. And he did a fantastic job with that EP. We sort of had the rough idea. I sort of sent him, and he sort of sent us back about 3 ideas, and that one just stood out, man, with the sort of the comedy mask, and the obviously the demon or the devil or whatever it is, like in hell kind of thing. So it sort of, it went really well. But yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. I want to get it as a print.
It was effortless as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, just really quick.
It wasn't one of these where it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was like, let the artist do the art, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We've got the ideas. You just, that's what he does. And literally, it was like I say, it was second or third one that come back. It was like, well, that's it. He nailed it.
Smashed it. Yeah. Fucking awesome. And I 100% want to work with him again on the album, because we haven't done vinyl and stuff yet, but if we do an album, I'd love to sort of look at releasing some vinyl with some like big gate folded, like giant bits of art, and a real something really, really cool. So he'd be the man for the job for that, 100%.
Yeah, I think he'd smash it, 100%.
Yeah,
it's almost like you want to make it special for the first one as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I want the lyrics in there and all sorts of shit. Do you know what I mean? Thank you page. Remember them thank you pages and that.
Lyric sheets.
Lyric sheets, mate. I want it like old school, not like a fucking little tiny square on your fucking phone like it is now. Do you know what I mean? Annoying.
It's but I'll be interested to see what he would come up with if we had like an album's worth of songs, because the whole concept of the EP was a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Of the music. So if you double the amount of volume of music in there, what would he come up with with his artwork anyway? So I'm kind of excited to see what happens over the next 12 months in both our music and the visuals that come with it as well.
Definitely, man.
I was going to ask, what's the 2024 vision board looking like for you guys? But as you were saying earlier, it's touring, and I'm guessing it's now writing and getting ready for that album.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be it. That'll literally be rehearsing every Thursday, which we do. Rehearse a set, and then it will be right in there as well. Someone brings a song. Like I say, we've got so much stuff. Like it's. I'm so excited to sort of.
Yeah.
I don't think we've even scratched the surface. We haven't scratched the surface of what we can do. So yeah, that'll be it. Just right, and then get in the studio as quick as we can in 2025, like the start of 2025, really, and just turn it around as quick as we can and come out with the album at some point in 25.
I think the album would be 25.
Yeah, definitely.
But But we've also talked about doing a single or two next year.
Yeah, if we
meantime,
if we can,
yeah,
try and keep the like the ball rolling kind of thing, because as Ben mentioned earlier, it's quite easy to fall to the back of the pile these days. You know what I mean? There's so much music coming out. Some of it absolutely fantastic. Some of it absolutely dog shit. So it's you got to stay relevant. So yeah, we'll try as hopefully get some singles out before the album.
There's the whole. Sorry, Jane.
I was just going to say there's a love song to Warsaw to be written. There's a Nickelback cover in there. There's tons to be done.
Well, if you go back to our first EP, there's a song called 01922 on there. Yeah. It's about Warsaw.
Of course.
Yeah. Read the lyrics. I wouldn't say it's a love song.
Shithole.
Pretty much.
You read the lyric book then? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Sorry, I'll put it away. You mentioned shows, and you mentioned about trying to play where you can. I mean, if you hadn't noticed, we are ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, and we put our own shows on. So I'm kind of gutted I want to be introduced to you now, because we've got a show coming up in Birmingham, funnily enough, in 3 weeks' time. So I would have absolutely had you down for that. So I'm hoping that maybe we can talk first shows next year if you're down.
Is that one of the? Is it at the Subside?
Yes.
Yeah, I think someone approached us, but one of us is away. We can't do it. I think we did get approached about it. I might have made that up. We had working with you. Yeah, we had 3 bands originally. Then we got approached by another band to ask if they could play. We had somebody not on the inside, but someone was like, "Oh, so and so wants to play. Can they?" I was like, "Yeah." Okay. So I think somebody might have done that on our behalf without us knowing about it. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, but one of us isn't available, so we might have happened, but yeah, unfortunately. But definitely the next one, man. Let us know.
Yeah.
But if you're free that night, come on down, because it's going to be a fucking great night.
Quality. You boys will be there.
We'll be there.
Yes,
we're
hosting.
Yeah. Amazing. All right,
yeah.
Cool.
Because as much as Mr. Stevens likes to mock our great city, yes, I know we're bankrupt again before you fucking say it. One thing that can't be taken away is our music scene is incredible. We've got great bands, great venues. For those listening, though, you guys have been touring throughout this, playing shows around Birmingham. What are some of the local bands that you think people should keep an ear out for?
Our bros in a band called Brook Horse, who are they played with us on Friday. They're amazing. There's a band called Joanna Ray as well, who played with us on Friday. They're fucking amazing.
Flesh Creep.
There's a band called Flesh, like punk, hardcore, like sick. Who else, Ben?
There's a band called Appraised from more of the Wolverhampton way. My old band played the show with them a couple of weeks back, and they're like a biohazard style, just proper raw through and through hardcore band, and they're wicked. You got the new boys in Wither as well.
Yeah, band called Wither. Grief Ritual, but they're a combination actually of Brum and Gloucester, so that's quite a cool combo. It's like you two. Band version of you guys. Yeah, they're a great band. Who else, Ben?
Boys in Ill Vision.
Ill Vision, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many now out there.
But Brum is sick, man. Brum is the scene is thriving, and I've said it before, and I don't know if people sort of looked away from our city. You know, everyone always looks at London and other places and stuff, but fuck Manchester. Me, yeah. There's Brum has got some talent, man. So, you know, if anyone listening to this, just if you go on Instagram, man, I'm sure you'll find a band you can jump to another band, because we're always posting about each other and stuff. And we've actually got a playlist actually on Spotify, and we've got all our mates' bands on there. So check that out on our Spotify page. Some sick shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool shit, and it's all different.
Yeah,
which is a good thing as well.
Last thing from myself, this is a question I like to ask every musician we have on the show. People listening to this, they're liking the cut of your jib, as I like to say. What is a couple of songs from your back catalogue that you'd recommend people to go listen to get a feel for what Fangs Out are about? Could be personal favourites or songs that mean something special to you, whatever it may be. What one or two you'd recommend?
Go on, Ben.
So I'd go with for variety. It's Your Funeral off the new one because
he wrote it.
Yeah, no, but like that's the heavier side of the band.
Yeah,
that's the heavy side of what we do. Sabbath Tone.
Yeah,
because that's your more commercially esque song, the more commercial side of the band. And number 3, Oh Well No Loss, because that's the complete shot in the dark. That's the complete, doesn't sound like anything else we've ever done before. It's a slow, sludgy, Sabbathy style tune. And but it sounds like us at the same time.
Yeah, man. I'd go with them as well.
Those would be my 3 anyway.
I mean, we've only got like, how many songs we got? 5, 8. I'm trying to do maths here again. Go me. E and GCSEs. What am I doing? Live on air.
No, 14, including the singles.
We've got 14 tunes, mate. They're only about 2.5 minutes long. You can smash them all out in fucking half hour.
Yeah. Just listen to a song between every advert on the TV. It's fine.
Literally, you're sweet. Log on to our Spotify page, and then you're done. Just start washing up, and then you'll still be washing up when the songs are done. So won't take long.
Phenomenal. Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guests?
I do. I normally, I know you've only been around for about five years or so, but when you first started out, like obviously I don't know what your original idea was for the band, where you want to take it. I'm assuming just high as you can possibly fucking go. But did you think that even with the pandemic, this is where you'd be today now with, you EP out, you've headlined your own hometown show, and now you're looking at an album?
No. It started as, like I said at the beginning, it was just like, we'll just do one EP. You don't know what's going to happen. We'll just do it for fun. And it's just snowballed, really. And next year's looking awesome. And, I think there's more opportunities to come for us. And we just didn't think they'd be, like you say, where we are sort of now. Again, coming back to you boys, I didn't think people would want to sort of talk to us 4 or 5 years ago. And there was just some dudes in a fucking practice room. Having a go. Like, I didn't think we'd be on sort of podcasts with sort of, you lovely gents talking about our music and shit. So it's fucking awesome, man. So I think, sky's the limit, really. I think we're just sort of taking it day by day, aren't we, mate?
I think it's good because we enjoy it, and that's the difference. It's like Mike said, we rehearse every week, and even if it's just running the set, we're still all there every week, same time, doing the same.
Better than it after a shit week, doesn't it?
Yeah, if we've had shit weeks, tired, kind of can't be asked to do anything, we still go into a practice room. We still smash it out week in, week out. And we've still got ideas flowing. So if it wasn't fun, we wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
But the fact we're doing, like, people who enjoy it, and we're starting to get the rewards from the hard work, it just goes hand in hand. It makes it less hard work.
Yeah. So, yeah, man.
But you can definitely, from what you said, that the fact that you love it is you can definitely hear that you love it in the music. Because I found with that latest EP of yours, I went back and listened to the tune and was like, fuck me, where have these guys been? So I'm just going to say that I wish you every success going forward. And I'm really, really excited to see what's going to happen with you guys, because I think it's going to blow up. I really do. If you keep going the way you're going, you're going to be headlining shit.
I hope so.
No, again,
thank you very much, though. That's
thank you. That's fucking awesome of you to say. And, like, fingers crossed, man. Hopefully we don't let you down.
You won't.
Just don't come and see us. That's fine.
I would have been there Friday if I'd actually done my fucking research before then. So,
like we say, there's stuff to be kind of announced, which you'll be. There's a lot more coming in 2024.
Yeah,
a lot more.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Gents, before we let you get out of here, any plugs, social medias, websites, anything you want people to go and check out?
We are pretty much Fangs Out music on everything, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously the main one, go and listen to our new EP, please. The Humour In Hell on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you stream your tunes. Yeah, and that's it, really. Thank you. Listen to more of this podcast. Go back to other episodes.
Support you, boys.
Yep. Plug
Appreciate
the fuck
that.
out of these lads.
Boys, this has been unbelievable. Thank you so much for taking time
Thank
out
you
of your
very
evening
much.
to sit and chat to us.
No, boys, I know I've said it, but we honestly really do appreciate both of you, man. You lads are fucking awesome. This has been really, really fun, man.
Yeah,
it's been fucking class. So thank you, and hopefully we meet you in the flesh at some point, man.
Yes. Well, if you're free November 22nd, come on down to Subside. It'd be great. It'd be amazing to have you there.
Awesome.
We've got some plans. It's Sophie's birthday that weekend.
Is it? Oh, so amazing, man. Okay.
We've got some plans coming up to do with when we're there. So if you can be there, that would be amazing. Don't stress too much if not.
Okay.
But it would be great to have you.
No, awesome. All right. Nice one, boys. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. We'll speak to you soon.
And you lads. Right. Take care, man.
Take it easy. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
What an absolutely phenomenal conversation. Like I said, I see huge things on the horizons for these boys. And typically, the day after we did this interview, they get announced as part of the lineup for next year's 2000 Trees. I was like, we couldn't have talked about it, could we? You couldn't have given us a little exclusive in here, could you? Could you?
It's fine. We'll get them at there. Not literally. We're going to get you at the festival next year. So it's all good. It's all good, boys. Congratulations on the 2000 Trees announcement.
Absolutely.
And we're looking forward to seeing you, hopefully in person at a show sometime down the line. But what we really hope is that you all enjoyed listening to it, because we did recording it.